understanding NPC. Once you see the reality of things that are going on in the world around you, pretty much, well, for me, I understand everything right away. Like just like, you know, flashes of light, and all of a sudden I know the entire world, or most of it. But one question could be, how does someone work at McDonald's for 100,000 days and never know how to make a hamburger? Now, you can sit around and make conversations about useless things that are going nowhere, about people who are never going to change, and act like we're going to like create a school and teach them something, which there's already schools, okay? And there's all this stuff to be seen, but there's only one thing that needs to be seen: the alien demon race upon this planet that the humans worship and are, the bulletproof vests and soldiers too, willingly on their own accord. And not always, but yeah, mostly. I would say today's a day about worshiping them and not me. So yeah, it's on their own accord. Um, Hell, a lot of the majority of those people I think that I've met, anyone I've known for a long time, pretty much turned out to be devil black papacy and devil Christians and shit like that. Hey, Satanists, definitely, if they were right about them killing and raping whatever they did, and might not have been people, animals and people deserved it. Probably not, especially the way I seen them, like, assault my other friends and stuff for no reason, for just coming up and saying hi to me. But yeah, so yeah, I've seen all their little religions of peace, as Satanists, Abrahamics, and all of them. I mean, there's millions of them, right? Millions of people, the atheists, scientists, nerds. What I mean, nerds. NPCs can't be smart now, can they? AI can't be invented intelligently on the planet. But yeah, what's up with that? How does someone, go to a place for hundreds of thousands of hours and not know anything? And you know what? Like, you could try to change the world, which no one is. That's why the world's never going to change, because no one's tried. No one wants to. Um, so, if you could get that far, you'd see other things might be happening. Maybe. I mean, maybe you don't have any clue what's going on and you magically made it to the top without seeing anything. But I think the real answer here is because the game is simply not developing characters. It's purposely developing. When it develops a character, it gives it like 7 minutes of programming and stuff, right? And it also has to generate flaws in order to make it seem real. Like when I play Grand Theft Auto and I'm driving down the road, running over everyone on the sidewalk in my car, some people are like, "Hey, asshole, get off the sidewalk," right? And it makes the game look real that they're sitting around whining and crying. And that's another thing too that ties into this is I think the game is just generating these personality types and stuff. Because it's just random generation. It chooses from a pool of like 100 or 1,000 things a character can do or say, not just a person, animals alike. And I think that's what it does. It's like, can it make a burger properly? No. Can it pass first grade? No. And can it not scream at you when you're trying to clear the sidewalk of people? No. And so they have these little ticks about them and stuff. And yeah, I really like, it's pointless to talk to them, obviously, because we had school, right? You remember there's this place humans had to go called school? And they didn't learn anything. Well, I didn't go at all, because it was useless and pointless. No point of being there. Plus, the little devils, the Abrahamic devils, the humans worship, were trying to like make sure I couldn't be there. He's too smart and talented. We got to figure out a way to get rid of him and stuff. No doubt that was in their plan. But hey, in the overall plan, that's actually part of the game plan. Is if you have any value or intelligence, you wouldn't spend 200,000 hours at school, or 3 or 400,000 even for people who gotta go sell dope on the corner. Hell, these doctors think they're cool because they're dope dealers now. I was manufacturing that shit when I was a toddler. Not really. When I say toddler, I usually mean, preteen. So whatever. It takes a retard to need to go to school for half their life to do that and get a mansion, and then they're a part of a terrorist organization. Not that I didn't get, grouped up with things like that. Generally you do in that type of lifestyle. Some sort of terrorist organization. That's who controls money in this world, is terrorist organizations. That's why I don't like people begging for money. Generally these people out in the street there, that's the Abrahamic aliens disguised as something else to attack people they don't like and take money from people, and they'll slowly take away your life from you and destroy you and stuff doing that. But you don't see it if you haven't got the willpower to say no to this world and start having the intellect to study and watch what's going on and learn. And who knows who actually told me and showed me everything, but it definitely uses them like little marionettes on a puppet string to tell me everything about them. So I'm not going to credit them with that. That'd be pretty stupid to rat your own people out to me, right? Yeah, just like everything else. It pretty much rats itself out when it hijacks humans and shows me like, hey, this is just an empty shell I can control. Watch me make it dance for you and stuff. But yeah, I think that's the answer. Obviously, am I correct here? Because you tell me, there's people out here who went to school for 400,000 hours and they can't make a hamburger properly. Okay, the art of making a hamburger takes about 15 seconds. So let's say someone spends 400,000 hours learning and they can't get it 15 seconds right. There's something really wrong here. Or maybe if you're looking at the game, if you get far enough to see it's a fake world and we're surrounded by clones, then you could possibly say there's something right with the game. It actually argues that with me as well. Like, do you want to play its response is, do you want to play a game with real intelligence and not artificial non-intelligence? And it pretty much like, well, show me like, hey, the game's already beaten. The computer's already done everything there can be. Why are they terrorists? Why are they bombing the world? Why are they all robbing each other and acting manipulative and parasitical? Well, they could have figured that out on their own if they didn't need someone to show them why, right? So the game wouldn't exist if that didn't happen. Why? It's the argument for, like every video game, why do you go play a war video game? Because there isn't enough war. We need more war. We need to shoot some people. So we go play a video game where we shoot some people and go to war against them. And in this game, I guess apparently you go to a world and it's like ActRaiser or Populous and you're God. And then there's this little scenario going on you have to play through and stuff. And really that's the answer. Because, what's your idea? Hey, we got two options. Either that's the correct answer, or people should stay in school until they get all A's every year. I think that's a good answer because I learned why they put kids in school to keep them out of everyone else's hair. It's just babysitters for breeders and stuff who want you to pay for their children. But hey. If you want, let's force them to stay in school till they can get A's and learn how to do something right. I don't care. Go ahead. Keep going to work to put them in school for their entire lives. Keep them off the streets. Keep them clean. Teach them something.